You're a natural born public speaker, and that's a fact.
Do you actually feel guilty, or were you just told to feel guilty?
Focus on actually what we can do.
Point it out and show it to me.
You have the freedom to do what you want to and be what you want to in America.
What are we going to do about it?
What oppressed me?
Just saying.
So the CRT stuff, BS.
Deshaun Jones says, do you think that this is the end of America? No, I do not. I do not think this is the end of America. And the reason why I say that is because you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out that there is a silent majority out there. And the reason why there is such, y'all, listen to me, and I hope this encourages y'all. There are so many people that y'all have no idea that is completely against this tyranny, against this authoritarianism, but you will never know because it doesn't get the coverage. You will never know that there is a ton of us that's out there fighting back against this. When I say us, I'm talking about men, women, conservative-minded people, people that are for Christ, that are fighting against these mandates, that's fighting against this tyranny, that's fighting against this evil. It's a lot of us out there, but you will never know that because the media will not show that. I'm telling you. All right. Brad Starr says, how do we know when to give up on educating someone on truth? Brad Starr, the way you would know on giving up on educating somebody with truth is simple. If they're not asking. Seriously. See, when you like me, if you get invited to an event, it's a good chance that 80% of all the people that are there are already there just to hear you, in a sense, to where they know that you're going to end up giving them some extra stuff that they can use themselves now. You know what I mean? They come to these events because if I'm speaking about a truth or a knowledge or some type of statistic or some type of data that I have, now it's going to increase their arsenal. But you do have some that are there. They're not for that. So understand this. Even like I learned this from, I'm telling y'all, I learned this from following Christ. And I learned this from how Christ did things in the Bible. Jesus wasn't going around really trying to get the ones that didn't want to have nothing to do with him. People like, what? Yeah. Jesus healed a lot of people. And a lot of people that Jesus healed did not follow him. They didn't. Y'all remember he talked about the lepers? He healed all of them, but one came back and thanked them, but they went on their way. It didn't say that they followed Jesus, even though he healed them. So what am I saying that for? There are some people that's going to be in it. The ones you say quit trying to spit truth to, you can't. You only talk to and speak truth to the ones that actually are inquiring it. But the ones that are there for just argument's sake and want to battle, there's no point in doing it. See, because they're only there to try to prove you wrong. They're not there to try to learn of a truth from you. So don't even waste your time with it. All right. Dante says, why do you think that people are ignoring we're in a spiritual warfare? Now, two things that can be, not two things. It can be multiple things, Dante, is this. One of the things can be they just never been in a spiritual fight before. The other thing could be they have no belief in it. And again, I said it earlier, the spirits don't care whether they believe in spirits or not. They don't care. So the ones that don't think that we're in a spiritual warfare, they don't believe it, right? And check this out. They don't believe that we're in a spiritual warfare, but yet they have no idea that they're going to be a part of it anyway. What we call things like mental health issues and things like that, that's spiritual warfare right there. Boom. All of that war is going on up here. So whether they believe or want to be in the spiritual warfare or not, just like he said in Lord of the Rings, he said, war is upon you, whether you want it to be or not. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to do anything about it, but you are in this war. So most people that got you talking about mental issues going on, all these things, you are in a spiritual battle, whether you believe you're in one or not. All right. So Matt Beckham says, without social media or the mainstream media, how are we supposed to get the message out without being shadow banned, censored? Matt Beckham, I'm glad you asked that. I'm glad you said it because I said this also to the group of people that I talked to. How did our forefathers do it? How did we do it 15 years ago? How did we do it 20 years ago? Guess how things got done? Phone calls, word of mouth. Before there was YouTube, how are we still having these big revivals? How are we still having these things? You want to know what happened? People went old school. You got to go back to the times where you just put things in people's mailboxes. You left flyers on cars. You did all kinds of things like that. You know what I'm saying? Because check this out. I said it. This is their playground, man. It's obvious. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. This is the devil's playground. We're in, like right now, I'm on YouTube. I'm in the devil's playground. And the devil got certain rules for his house. And if I end up shaking up some things and getting the devil mad, then he's going to end up censoring me or making my videos start to swirl or demonetize me or give me a strike or whatever like that and try to accuse me of things that I didn't do. That's what the devil does. Like Crowder, he got shut down. David Harris Jr., he got shut down. They got accused of things that they didn't do. And that's what the devil does. Accuser of the brethren, a false witness, bearing false witness. They're just, that's what I'm saying. When you see these actions of what people are doing, and you see that these same type of things happen in the Bible, and the Bible is saying that this is from evil, this is from wickedness, this is from evil spirits, then you know that's exactly what it is. Accuser of the brother, false, bearing false witness, lying. That's what they did. You know, so that's what you see is one of the things that we would have to do. You got to get back to literally getting people phone numbers and stuff. Get people phone numbers. Remember the old school paper with the old school thing with the Rolodex? Get these people's phone numbers and stuff like that, man. I mean, yeah, because it might come a time to where that's what we would have to do. And I wouldn't mind doing it. I do not care. I mean, you can start small. You can start in a community. You don't necessarily have to be this statewide or this nationwide speaker on any of this. You can just start in your community, man. Jesus started off with 12. That's it. He had 12. Then one, you know what happened to one. But my point is, he did 12. And look how greatly that influenced the whole world. Still being talked about 2,000 some odd years later. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not, if Facebook shut down, YouTube shut down, most of the meat of the people who I need to get a hold of, they got my email and all that, I can still be in contact with these people. Even when I have speaking engagements, speaking events, they are getting a hold of me through email. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's always ways, man. There's always a different way of getting around it.
What is going on, folks? Appreciate you guys watching. Do me a favor, if you're trying to get to the next reaction video that I did after this video, it's right here. But if you're trying to get to my own personal stuff where I do a lot of comedy things that make you laugh, can help brighten your day, then you click right here, all right? And if you want to subscribe to this channel, you forgot to get to know who I am first, all right? Then you're going to click right here to lead you into the subscription. Make sure you hit the bell notifications to get notified anytime I post a video, all right?